remain able to perform at the highest level, I have recently felt like I could have a better grasp of things mentally. That said, I will be stepping away from the football field for a bit to focus on my mental health. I would like to thank Coach Belichick, Mr. Kraft, as well as countless others within the Patriots organization for continued support. I want to thank my fans for their support, as well as I continue down the path of getting back to 100%. All right, Shannon, what is your reaction to this news?
Skip, I would never, ever make light of someone dealing with something, especially mental health issues, especially it's been in the news, it's been at the forefront this year. But Skip, remember, at the start of the preseason, he took some time away from Cleveland to deal with mental health issues. His mental health and dealing with Josh Gordon and making sure Josh Gordon is not only a great football player, but a great person. Now, I believe the report says that he's also facing an indefinite suspension.
Yep.
I think that has something to do with him stepping away. And Skip, this is why Cleveland moved on. And this is what you're going to have to deal with this young man moving forward until his time is done in the NFL. And maybe this is what we saw, because early on you saw him building a rapport with Tom Brady.
Yep.
They were going to him. And then over the last couple of games, you see that start to wane, start to dissipate somewhat. This is not an accident. And this is why so few teams were willing to part with a draft pick. Yeah, it's basically everyone else except the Patriots said, you know what?
Yep.
We'll throw away a draft pick. Because this is what you do, Skip. Every day is a battle for him. He can win 100 days straight, but on the 101st day, he might suffer a setback. This is, Skip, the guy's immensely talented. 6'3", 225, 230. Still can run. Now, and I said this, Skip, you can't, I don't care how talented you are. You can't miss a year, 2.5 years, and just think you can pick right back up where you left off. And here we are again, Skip. I just wish he get better for Josh. Forget the NFL, because the NFL is just a small part of your actual life. You know, it's a big, you're a professional athlete, it's what you do, but it's not who you are. Josh needs to get healthy for Josh. But this, no matter, he takes time off, Josh, you're going to have to deal with this for the rest of your life, bro. This is not something that goes away. This is not something that, you have a broken bone that'll heal.
Okay.
Chris Carter is a great example. You live one day at a time. You live one day at a time, but you never ever get past this. And I just wish him the best.
Okay. So first I'm going to deal with this breaking news on the most shallow level, which is just the pure football level, how this affects New England's chances going forward. I told you Monday, I no longer love their chances, my preseason pick to win it all. And now I really, really don't love their chances, because this was really all Tom Brady had in the way of a wideout who could actually run by people, who could actually separate. And now it's down to Julian Edelman and Chris Hogan, what's left of Gronk, Cordero Patterson, who's proven to be a better running back than a wide receiver, a better kick returner than a wide receiver. And Philip Dorsett's still there, who used to have a little bit of wavelength with Brady and then fell out of favor. So unless they can go get somebody that it's not coming quickly to mind, I don't know who's out there.
But here's the thing, Skip. If someone was out there and he could help a team, he wouldn't be out there. He would be on a team.
I think you're right. So this team, obviously the last 2 games, has not been able to remotely stop the run. They got run off the field at Miami, and then they really got run off the field by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I do not trust the defense, and now it's hard to believe that this offense can overcome the lack of defense. Now to Josh. I've told you before, I got to know Josh a little bit on the other show. He is really, he's bright. He's got personality. He has a kind of an innate wisdom to him, and he's got a flaw, deep, troubling flaw that he cannot overcome. And obviously somewhere Hugh Jackson and John Dorsey are saying, we told you so, we told you.
This is why.
Because he had that incident on that Saturday where he was late. Was it late to the plane or practice. I can't
Late to a
remember.
practice.
Late to practice because he was.
Well, he tweaked his hamstrings, Skip.
Well, that's what he said, but I think they thought it was something worse.
Right.
And there were reports out of Cleveland that they thought he was having trouble.
Relapse, yes.
Right? So I'm sure Bill Belichick thought, I'll take a shot. I'll put him in a locker right next to Tom Brady, and I'll hope that Brady sort of rubs off on him and can kind of teach him the new ropes of this is how you do it, and this is how you stay clean, and this is what we're going to accomplish together in New England.
Right.
And as you point out, for a while, worked pretty well.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of games, it started to fade, and then it got so bad at Pittsburgh this past Sunday that on the final play of the game, for reasons I still don't understand, he was not on the field.
Right.
And that was the first bad sign.
But, Skip, here's the thing. Playing football is not Josh Gordon's problem.
Yep.
Putting him next to Tom Brady is fine if you're going to put him there and he's going to be there 24 hours a day. It's what happens when he's alone in his most private and intimate thoughts.
I agree.
Because, you know, you get 9.
Yeah.
We went to work. We had to be there at 9, and we were there to 9 to 4:30. Okay, so from 4:30 until you show up again, you're alone. There's no Tom Brady. There's no talking football. There's no X's and O's.
And I don't know that Mr. Kraft did what Jerry Jones used to do with various deses, where you just assign somebody to live with them, you know, like to try to keep them out of
And a lot of times, Skip, you know, I give you a prime example. You look at Von Miller.
Yeah.
Von Miller had some issues going on, and Von said, you know what? All that's well and good, but I'm a football player, and the most important thing to me is football. Not only did Von clean up his life, Skip, he got out of the program. He went from getting tested 10 times a month to he's completely out of the program. So, but Von wanted to do that. I can get you all the help you want, Skip.
Yep.
How bad do you want to do it? Chris Carter got all, you know, he said the Minnesota Vikings, they gave him all the people that he wanted to talk to and surrounded him with everything. But Chris Carter wanted to rid these demons from his life. And Josh Gordon is going to have to see, we create our own demons and only we can chase them away.
Yep.
How much does Josh Gordon want to be a football player and play football?
I can tell you, we've seen the answer repeatedly, not enough.
Exactly.
Because Chris Carter, once he got dumped by Buddy Ryan in Philadelphia, he hit bottom.
Yes.
And it was horrifying to him, and that scared him straight.
Yes.
You know, that's when he said, uh-oh, I got to figure out how to cope with this. I got to get this right. And he has stayed sober from that point forward. Right. And with this kid,
he got dumped by Cleveland. So clearly he didn't hit bottom. Skip, he was suspended. Think about it. He's been suspended for 2.5 years, possibly facing suspension again.
Okay, but this isn't just suspension. I think he's facing banishment.
Yes.
Definitely.
I think this is the end of the road. Where the NFL is going to say, no more, you're out.
They normally let you come back, Skip. I mean, you can come back and show something if you get suspended when you're 21, 22, and you come back later. You get 27 and you miss 2.5 years. Now you're 30. And he's not the same explosive player that we saw in Cleveland when he was leading the league in receiving. He's not that guy, Skip. But he was the guy that could consistently beat one-on-one coverage. And you notice they started shifting coverage towards him.
They did.
Which allowed Edelman and allowed Gronk. But now Gronk is not the same Gronk.
Not.
And Edelman is having a case of the drops.
Yep.
So now what do you do? How do you manipulate your, you know, look, Tom Brady is great. All-time great. But you still need guys to go out there and get open and give him targets to throw to. And now they've just removed probably their biggest and best target off the field.
Yep. And to your point, as good as Josh Gordon occasionally looked for New England, he still wasn't remotely as good as he was back in the day in 2013.
No. Skip, you remember he put up those two. What made Coach Belichick want to sign him is that what he did to him at New England.
In 2013.
Yeah.
Oh.
He went bonkers on him.
It was a Hall of Fame type game.
Yes, and he was putting together back-to-back 200-plus yard receiving days.
Yep.
Missed 2 games, goes for over 1,600 yards. Very few guys can do that. Very few guys that have ever played this game has had 1,600 yards receiving seasons, let alone miss the first 2 games and still go get that number.
Yep.
So he was special.
He was special. And I guess never say never, because after the stories I heard about Josh living out here 2 summers ago with Johnny Manziel, well, you saw some TMZ of Johnny at that stage. Well, Josh was in the same boat, and yet he somehow recovered from that and got another shot. So maybe he'll get another shot. But the problem is, it's been so many years, it's decreasing.
But what does his history say, Skip? We're going to be right back here again. He gets another. He'll be suspended for the period of time. Yeah. But let this sink in, folks. I want you to be at home and let this sink in. Josh Gordon, Skip, at his best, Julio. You put him up there with Julio, AB, DeAndre Hopkins, Odell.
Yeah.
Look at the money that these guys signed for. Josh Gordon says, "Me, I'd rather do this than have that."
Yeah.
So that lets you know just how deep
the demons
have those claws in him.
Claws. Yep.
Because he can't shake it. Skip 30. I mean, Odell just got $65 million guaranteed.
Yep.
Josh Gordon is every bit as talented as him. He's bigger. And I'm always going to take, and see, this is why I kind of lean towards Julio as the best receiver. Because I'm always going to take the big